Hello everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Crochet Creations by Cam. My name is Cam, and today I'm going to be teaching you to crochet a moss stitch square blanket. So if you saw my tutorial from last week, then you saw how to make the moss stitch, also known as the linen stitch, in rows. However, this blanket is almost like a granny square in structure, but using the moss stitch instead of a granny stitch. So, to start out, we're going to make a magic circle. Okay. Now, the first stitch in our magic circle is going to be a single crochet. I'm going to mark that with a stitch marker. So now we know where our round starts. Now you're going to chain 2, do another single crochet, and we have just created our first corner. Now we're going to chain 2 again, do another single crochet, and now we have corner number 2. Chain 2 more, single crochet again, and we have our third corner. Now to create the space for our last corner, I'm going to first tighten up my magic circle all the way, and then I'm going to yarn over and go back into that first stitch and make a half double crochet to be our space. So now, as you can see, stick my fingers through, we have 4 corners to start out our square. So from here, now we do the linen stitch pattern. So we're going to turn our work, and just like I would with a granny square, I'm going to make my first stitch into the space that I just made with the half double crochet. Mark that with my stitch marker. Now I'm going to chain 1 and then go into my next corner. I'm going to single crochet and chain 2 and then put another single crochet in that same space. So we've created our first half of our first corner and then our first full corner over here. So now I'm going to chain 1. This is the moss stitch part where we're chaining 1 in between the sides. And then we're going to single crochet into the next corner, chain 2, and single crochet again. So we've made our second full corner. Going to chain 1 before we single crochet into the next corner, chain 2, single crochet in that same space. So that is full corner number 3. And we're going to chain 1, single crochet into the corner that we started working in, and then to finish off round 2, we're going to yarn over and do a half double crochet into that space. And we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 corners for round 2. Again, I'm going to turn my work and then into this space we just made with our half double crochet, make a single crochet stitch to start our next round, and mark it with a stitch marker. Alright, next we're going to chain 1 as always, and then the next stitch we're going into is the one we made with our chain stitch right here, so you can kind of feel where the bigger gap is in between the single crochets. So in between every single crochet on the sides, we're going to do a chain. We single crochet it into our side, and we chain 1. Now we're going into our corner, so single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet again. Now before we crochet into our side space, make sure we chain 1. We can do our single crochet, chain 1 again, and then go ahead and make a corner. So single crochet, chain 2, and another single crochet. So we've got our corner. We're going to chain 1 before we go into our next side space. single crochet and chain 1, and then to the corner, single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet, chain 1, single crochet into our side space, chain 1, and then we're back in the corner that we started on. So remember, with this method we are making half of a corner to start our round. So we have to finish out the other half by making a single crochet into that same space, and then making a half double crochet to make the corner space, which is the same as a chain 2. So we're doing a half double crochet instead of a chain 2 to finish out our rounds. So that is round 3. This is what our square is looking like. For round 4, we're going to turn our work, single crochet into the space we made with our half double crochet, and move our stitch marker to mark the beginning of our new round. And then we're going to chain 1 and go into our next space, which is a side space, single crochet and chain 1. Now in this round we have 2 side spaces, so we're going to single crochet in there and chain 1. Now we're up to a corner, so single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, chain 1. We have a side space, so single crochet and chain 1, side space, single crochet, chain 1. Okay, the corner, so we'll make our corner with single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, and chain 1 to our side space. So you're just going to follow this pattern for the entirety of your blanket. And I think that blankets like this, the moss stitch square blanket, look really good if you're using multicolored yarn. Or like ombre yarn is my favorite way to make it. I've made many of my family members a moss stitch square blanket using ombre yarn, and they all love theirs. So the only one who has one in a solid color is my brother-in-law. His is entirely red, but everyone else has an ombre one. Okay, so I just finished another round. This is what our square is looking like. It's very nice. And in case you guys are wondering, I'm using Burnout Blanket yarn, and this is in the color Deep Sea. It's a very pretty green color, one of my favorite colors. So, in case you guys haven't noticed, this is a very beginner-friendly pattern. All you need to know how to do is make a magic circle, make single crochets, and make a chain. It's very, very simple, very beginner friendly, and it makes a super cute blanket which you can keep for yourself, give as a gift, you can donate it, all that good stuff. So it's really nice. So all you have to remember is that in between every single crochet you need to do a chain of 1 unless you're in a corner, and then you chain 2. So corners are just 2 single crochets separated by 2 chain stitches. And then you just keep going until your blanket is the desired size. So since you're making a square, you just have to keep that in mind, so the length and width will be the same, of course. There are ways to make a moss stitch rectangle instead of a moss stitch square, the same way that you can make a granny rectangle instead of a granny square. But I have never done that myself, so I'm not completely sure how the method for that works. And for me, it was actually with this kind of blanket that I learned how to crochet without looking. Because since you're just crocheting into the space you make by chaining in between stitches, you're always crocheting into a chain space. It's really easy to just feel that with your fingers and know where to put your hook into. And once you're super comfortable with making single crochet stitches and chaining, which is, you know, part of it is the same movement that goes with a single crochet, then it is super duper easy to be able to crochet it without looking. I figured this would be a good tutorial now that it's going to be fall soon. The weather's going to start to get a little chillier, at least if you're in, you know, part of the country or the world that has fall as a season. Not everybody is that lucky, but fall is my personal favorite season. I love fuzzy blanket season. I love Halloween, so I'm very excited. So this is how far I've gotten after doing a few rounds. It's a little hard to count your rounds when you're using one solid color, but if you can kind of find the middle, you should be able to find your magic circle, which I think is, yeah, it's right here. I'm actually going to tighten that up a bit. So this is our magic circle, so that's 1. I think we've probably done 5 or 6 rounds, I want to say. 2, 3, 5, yeah, like 6 rounds. And this is how big it already is, so it's already bigger than my hand, which admittedly is pretty small. But in the beginning, it increases super duper quick, and then, you know, it kind of feels like it's slowing down just because of how long the sides end up getting. So I know when I've used like the cakes of this, which would be the burnout blanket ombre, I used 3 or 4 cakes to make a blanket depending on how big I wanted it to be. So I'd say, you know, for like a blanket you want to use on the couch, use 3 skeins, and then if you want it for your bed, maybe more like 5 skeins, 5 or 6 would be a little bit better. But I made a baby size blanket for my nephew, and I only used 2 skeins, I believe. So that's kind of the proportions I would use. I think these are relatively the same size as the burnout blanket ombre kind of cakes that they have. So I'm going to keep going, keep working on this, and then I will come back once I am just about done to show you how to finish it off. Alright, hi guys, I am back. I know it might be a bit strange to actually see my face in one of my tutorials, but I just wanted to give you an update on the blanket. So I just finished the first, well not just, but I finished the first skein of yarn. And so this is how big it is. As you can see, it got quite big after just 1 skein. So I'm going to have to keep, you know, working on it. I'm probably going to make it 3 or 4 skeins total, like I said earlier. However, I will not be finishing it in this video in order to be able to put this video out this Friday, which for me is tomorrow. For you. The day you're watching this, or the day this comes out. So I want to show you guys how far I got with 1 skein. I've just been super busy with school and homework and work, so I haven't had a chance to really work on this. This is kind of more of a sit-down project. I can't really take it with me places. So I've been working on it when I get the chance, but like I said, I've been super busy, so I haven't been able to finish it. And I really wanted to show you guys how to finish it. So I will be making a separate video, hopefully next Friday, if I have time to finish it. If not, at a later date. I will show you how to finish off the blanket and what it looks like when it's done, how big I get. I'll measure it for you and show you how big it is after 3 or 4 skeins. And that'll be it. So that is it for today's video tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful. If it was, give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments down below. You can also let me know in the comments any kinds of videos you want to see, tutorials you want, patterns you want, anything like that. I will do my best to accommodate. And make sure to subscribe to my channel for more content like this. I post a crochet tutorial just like this every Monday and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I post a crochet vlog every Wednesday again at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure to subscribe for more. Go check out the links in my bio for my other social media, as well as my Etsy and my website. Thank you for watching. See you next time.